Sport Fishing Adventures with your host, NHL star Brendan Morrison and Grey Cup winner Chris Burns. Sport Fishing Adventures is brought to you by Toyota, Berkeley, Fenwick, Yamaha, and Gibbs Delta.
1-0 for me. This one feels a little heftier. Yeah. Welcome to the salmon fishing capital of the world. This is Sport Fishing Adventures. I'm your host, Chris Burns. We're at the legendary Painter's Lodge in Campbell River, BC, right next to the most iconic fishing hole on the west coast, the Campbell River Tyee Pool. E.M. Painter built his original lodge on this site in the 1920s, and since then, some of the most famous people in the world have been coming here to stay and fish. I grew up fishing right around the corner from here, and I know these waters are full of salmon. It's pink season, and we'll be trolling for them, but we have the opportunity to share in the tradition of rowing the Tyee Pool. That is as pure as fishing gets. My guest for this episode is New Jersey Devils center Rod Pelley. He's a BC boy who grew up fishing in Kitimat, and I think he might be more excited than me. Let's go meet our guide Dwayne and get set up. All right, here's the deal. We've established what our competition's gonna be. Most points wins. Yep. You get 5 points for a Chinook, 3 points for a coho, yep, 1 point for a pink. Yep. And we subtract a point for each fish hooked and lost. And the winner is gonna get to enjoy the spa at April Point Lodge. Okay. And the loser is gonna get stuck riding a scooter home.
So what you're saying is we need to get into some fish here so I can win and have a nice spa day.
Yeah, I'm thinking, I haven't been to the spa in a long time, and I don't know that, I'm not sure the scooter is rated for offensive lineman size. Okay. So I think it's pretty important that I win. Okay. And I've lost a few of these. Yeah. So I don't want to, yeah, my record needs, I need a win. Okay. So Dwayne, first of all, let's talk about where we're at. We're just a couple minutes up from the lodge.
Yeah, we've just come through Seymour Narrows. We're sitting in an area called Browns Bay, which is sort of the first bay north of the Narrows. Mm-hmm. Fish tend to school up here before they go through the Narrows, and so we're out here looking for some big springs that'll be hiding, hopefully, along this rock wall.
And I imagine this rock wall drops down to what depth going to be here?
It'll be. It's 110 right here. Yeah. If we go where that boat is over there, it's 500. Wow. It just drops. It's like that.
Nice. So now we've got our nice Gibbs flasher on there and a green hoochie. And we're gonna, how deep are we gonna be dropping this guy down?
I'm gonna run this about 120 to 140 feet, depending on what I see on the sounder as far as bait fish and that sort of thing. Great.
All right, well, Rod, we've been fishing for about 5 minutes. Yeah. And got our first fish on here. You know, you guys are known for your Chinooks here, but this time of year, a year like this, the pinks are just everywhere, huh?
They're everywhere. There's millions of them heading to the Fraser River right now, and they're all just stopping off here and having their last little bit of food before they hit the river.
And now they're not as as glamorous a fish as the Chinooks or the coho, but man, they are fun to catch.
Oh yeah, and one after the other. Especially like I taught my daughter to fish these. Yeah. You know, and now she's fishing Tyee, you know, but she learned how to catch fish on pinks. Oh, hang on, is that a...
Get out of there.
Into the motor. There we are. There's a pink. They're healthy.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, you get a good size to them.
River. Come on, get out of there.
Okay, he's gone.
Beautiful.
We like that.
Beautiful. All right, we didn't get skunked.
No. Oh God, no.
1-0.
1-0 for me. You gotta get the leader touch, and we'll be even here, I think.
Exactly. Looking to even the score here.
Yeah. I think we got another pink. Rod, we were talking a little bit about you grew up in Kitimat, fished a lot up there, but not a whole lot of ocean fishing, huh?
Yeah, not too much ocean fishing, but a lot of great, a lot of fun there on the river.
Well, and now you're living down in the lower mainland near Vancouver,
Yeah.
and you have lots of opportunities to go get out in the ocean and do some more fishing like this.
Yeah.
Nice release.
Yeah,
Thank
that was
you.
perfect.
Beautiful.
I've been 2 for 2 on the release.
All right.
Good job.
Try game there, guys.
Thanks, Wade. 1-1.
We'll be right back with more sport fishing adventures. Welcome back to Sport Fishing Adventures. The destination, Painter's Lodge. Painter's Lodge is located in Campbell River on the east coast of Vancouver Island. It's a full-service fishing lodge and adventure destination. The resort offers gorgeous oceanfront views while dining or telling fish stories at the pub. There's also a range of accommodations, like these comfortable garden view rooms. Just a short water taxi away on Quadra Island, April Point Spa is an oasis of relaxation. Visitors can enjoy a variety of land and marine adventures at Painter's Lodge. Painter's Lodge.
Got something here.
Okay, fine touch, get him up.
I'm back in the lead.
Look at that.
You are a master.
I'm a master at that.
Sorry. What do we got?
We got a pink.
We got a pink?
Yeah, I think we got a pink.
Now, Rod, one of the cool things about doing this show and bringing guests is I get to talk to guys with, we've had a couple football guys on the show, but having a hockey guy, and I know we've been talking a little bit about your career and my career and the differences.
Yep.
One of the really cool things in hockey, you get to go play in some different places, some cool places.
Yep.
You played mostly in New Jersey, played in Anaheim.
Yep.
Tell me this: what's the most interesting thing you've done in your career, other than fishing with us, of course?
I'm gonna want to say playing in BC with a lot of family around was probably one of the highlights of my career. For sure.
Was that there was that one, like your rookie year, the first time you came back, you had did the whole crew come and show up?
Yeah, I had probably a good 30 people there.
Played for free that night?
I played for free that night.
Yeah, you had to
for
buy
sure.
a lot of tickets, huh?
Yeah, it was well worth it though,
Nice.
and it just shows the support of a small town too.
Yeah.
And, growing up in Kitimat, a lot of people flew down,
Yeah.
a lot of friends and family, and just to have them there at the game, to see me in warm-ups and kind of skating around, it meant a lot to me, and I'm sure they enjoyed the
Because
game.
you played most of your career on the East Coast. You don't come west that often.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Being out east, no one really gets to see it too much on TV or anything.
Yeah.
So, coming out west and being on TSN or Sportsnet, and growing up watching those, it's pretty cool. You can, even friends and family at home that just flick the channel and don't know I'm playing, can catch me out there, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, well, and that's we were talking a little bit about that playing in New Jersey. You got those rivalries and those places that are so close together.
Yeah.
The Islanders and the Rangers and Philly, and there's got to be something really cool about that environment too.
Well, the tri-state area, it's unbelievable how passionate they are about their sports. And if there's a game at Madison Square Garden, half the arena's filled with Devils fans.
Yeah.
You go to Philadelphia, and
I've been to a game in Philly.
Oh,
yeah.
and I'm telling you, they are serious about their sports, and it's a great thing. As a player, when you're out there on the ice, every little play in the game is so important because those fans are so passionate. So.
It's one thing I think we don't realize up in Canada so much is that in places like Philly and Jersey and New York, there are hardcore, serious hockey fans.
Absolutely, and they might as well be half Canadian because they treat their hockey and their sports.
Yeah.
They live and die by it.
Well, this one feels a little heftier.
Yeah. Some of them are pretty fast.
Well, no pressure to get up 3-0 here at all.
Well, yeah, I'm comfortably in the lead.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to get cocky because
No.
I
Even keel is the best way to be.
one of the best coaches I ever had always used to say, never get too high or too low.
Yep.
But the stakes, on a contest like this,
Very high.
well, yeah, you don't want to lose.
Now it all comes down to me, whether I can grab the leader or not.
Yeah, don't
Don't mess up the leader grab, man.
don't screw it up on us.
Come on, get your on.
The pinks really look like a big trout.
They do.
correct me if I'm wrong, Dwayne, the scales on the coho are a little different than the pinks.
Pink have very tiny scales.
Yeah.
And pink, the first thing I look for is the oval spots in the tail. They
Right.
have big oval spots.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's the dead giveaway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And kind of the way they fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's he got in his mouth? A little like worm.
Little eel.
Oh yeah.
One of these times it's going to be the
Yeah, one of
big.
these times
It's
it's gonna
going to be the big one, and then I'm going to knock you right back into your seat.
Yeah, you'll see it go boom, boom, boom.
See, I know you're probably going to be a little better on the rods than our buddy Morrison.
Yeah. Why is that?
Well, you know how to get to a corner, and Morrison can't get to the rod because usually they're in the corners of the boat, and he doesn't know what to do there.
No. Thing is though, if he gets the puck on the half wall, so if he gets like a nice fish here in the middle of the boat, he's netting that thing.
Well, yeah,
I mean, it's in the back of the net.
yeah, that's probably the case. Probably the case. We don't usually say nice things about.
So,
Uh-oh.
think I'm down.
We'll be right back with more sport fishing adventures. Welcome back to Sport Fishing Adventures.
We're getting ready to go out and do what Painter's Lodge is really famous for, fishing the Tyee Pool. Let's talk a little bit about how this whole mystique and tradition started.
It started way back at the turn of the last century. British naval officers used to come up here and fish with First Nations guides out of dugout canoes and started catching these really big
Now, my
fish.
understanding is that the boys spent a little time in the pub and a little competition between the boys, which certainly Rod and I, and we can relate to a little bit. We like a little competition, and the deal basically was you needed to catch big fish on relatively light tackle.
They decided you had to catch a fish over 30 pounds. You had to do it on a line which today's modern equivalent is 20-pound test or less. You had to do it on a rod which was between 6 and 9 feet long. You had to do it with a single hook attached to the lure. You couldn't have a flasher, you couldn't have bait, you couldn't have spinners, rattles, lights, attractants, anything. Simple hook.
So that leads us, I know you're holding in your hand a typical setup, what we're going to use tonight. Let's talk a little bit about, I know this is a vintage rod with a vintage plug attached to it. Let's talk a little bit about the gear we're going to use.
This is an old fiberglass one-piece rod, what they would call a boat rod, 7 foot 6 inches long. And we've got this lovely trophy reel. I'm waiting to see how it performs. We were using them this afternoon. Lovely reels.
They're fantastic. We
Attached to it is sort of the holy grail of vintage plug collecting. This is a shovel-nosed Lucky Louie.
Yeah.
I got this at auction here in Campbell River. They only made them for a couple of years. They were intended for the commercial trolling fleet, but they didn't perform well behind a trolling boat. Behind a rowboat, they're magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to use those. We're going to use some of these. We have a vintage spoon from our friends at Gibbs, which is the same thing they've been using here for as long as Gibbs has been in business.
We've got a photograph of Rufus Gibbs holding a big fish caught on a spoon exactly like this. It's a Gibbs Stewart number 8, big, they call it a skateboard.
Great, and I know we've got our 20-pound Berkeley line on there that meets the requirements.
Well, we'll find out. Every line has to be tested.
All right.
So we'll test it when we go over there, just to make sure.
Well, let's go, let's test the stuff out. Let's squeeze ourselves into a rowboat and see if we can't get a Tyee.
Absolutely, I'm excited.
All right, let's go.
Okay. Swing the scale out, weigh the scale. When they caught the 61, the fish was so long they had to dig a hole. So
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wasn't dragging on the ground.
So they hang it from the tail?
Hang it from the tail, so anything that drips out of it. So you didn't try to scoop it up with sand or anything like that. If the fish is a Tyee, they take these numbers off. This is the last fish caught.
Yeah.
They take these numbers off, put your numbers on, and hopefully we move both of those numbers tonight.
I would like that.
Because that number up there is the biggest fish of the year.
Yeah.
After you do that, you put the numbers up here, then you come over to the Tyee Club bell. And it's kind of like the Stanley Cup. Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
You don't touch it.
I'll
unless
look at it. I'm not touching it. That's for sure.
So, and then you ring the bell one time for every 10 pounds of fish.
Oh, great.
And then the people out in the pool know
What you
Know
got?
that somebody's got a big one.
exactly.
Nice. All right, we're here at the Tyee Clubhouse. We had Bob, the official Tyee Club weighmaster, check our line with this weight right here. You wrap it around the weight, around this contraption here, and test it to make sure that it qualifies as legal Tyee Club 20-pound test. You make sure the line breaks when you crank it up on this thing. So we're legal, we're all set, we got our gear, we're gonna get back in the rowboats and go catch a big one. Dwayne, we're here in the world famous Tyee Pool. Tell me a little bit about what makes this place special, like why the fish, or at least the theory behind why the fish come here.
Well, they're heading back into the Campbell River, which is just to the north of us here. Yeah. And when they come back after living in the ocean for 3, 4, 5 years, they can't go straight from the freshwater or from the saltwater into the freshwater. They have to come in and sort of reacclimatize. So they'll poke their nose into the river and then come out and hang out here. And this is sort of just a little sandbar. It's about 40 to 60 feet deep, depending where you are. And they'll just kind of cruise around back and forth in here. And that's when we target them. They're not really feeding anymore. Once they taste the fresh water, they stop feeding.
Yeah, that's one of the things you were saying earlier, was that, you know, these fish, like you said, they're not eating. You're making them angry.
Exactly.
And you know, that's what these things are designed to do. These spoons and plugs that we're fishing with, they just make noise in the water and they attract these guys. And well, this has been a pretty great experience, something I've never done before, a really legendary fishery, rowing the Tyee Pool. Watch the sun go down, the lights come up at the lodge. You look around at all these boats still out here after the sun's gone down. We're not gonna quit fishing, but I know our light's almost gone. We're gonna fish as late as we can. We're gonna be up bright and early in the morning, right back out here in the boat, rowing the Tyee Pool.
Drop your anchor. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Sport Fishing Adventures.
All right, it's about 6:30 in the morning. We've been back out here in the Tyee Pool for about, what, Rod, about an hour and a half?
Yeah, we were out here bright and early.
Yeah.
I mean, before the sun definitely came up.
Definitely. We're just starting to get some sun now. We were out here long after dark last night, but it's a beautiful morning, calm, sun's just coming up. And we're hearing people hook into fish around us. All right, well, we're gonna head back to the lodge and get a little breakfast and then jump in the power boat and head south of town and drop the downriggers down, see if we can't tie into something down there. We've talked about the specialized gear we're using in the Tyee Pool, but we're also out here trolling for salmon. It's pink season, so we're targeting pinks, but because we might just hook into a Chinook or a coho, we're using our regular salmon gear, our Fenwick HMX rod, and these great Tyee reels. Now, these rods work for us for any species because they're robust enough to handle a big Chinook, but they've got a real nice sensitive tip and you can still play a smaller pink on them. The Tyee reels, we use these up and down the coast for all different salmon species. We've got them paired with Berkeley Pro Spec line. We do have 30-pound test on here today. If you're targeting specifically only pinks, you don't need line that heavy, but because we might hook into a big one, we left our 30-pound on there. Now, the pinks, appropriately, love pink. So the setup we're using for them is our Gibbs flasher with a UV strip, nice bright red-orange color, and a pink Yamashita Hoochie. And again, the pinks seem to like anything pink. You can also go with white, another color that works well, white or white and greens. We're gonna get back out on the water and tie into some more of these fish. We're about ready to get out of here, and all of a sudden, we get a fish.
So you've taken some line too?
Yeah, it's taking a little line from me.
Nice. Well, this is what winning's all about right now.
your
You know, I mean,
I think this could be, this could ice it for me. Oh, where are you going?
Up and over.
Look at that guy.
oh, nice and silver.
Yeah, that's a beauty. We got us a sockeye.
Yeah, it's a sock. Nice. Look at the size of that puppy.
Yeah.
Caught it on that nice little pink Gibbs hoochie.
Off you go there, pal.
You better get.
I mean, time's running out here, and
It is.
I feel a nice little Chinook
Oh,
on the way.
well, you know what? That'd work. They're
Maybe
around.
right at the buzzer.
We keep. Hey, you know what? It's happened before.
Okay.
It's happened on this show before.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, that's what I'm hoping for.
All right. All right, Rod, we've had a great week up here. We caught a lot of fish, and we got to share in a really cool tradition, rowing the Tyee Pool.
I had a great time at Tyee Pool, you know, searching and hunting for that monster Tyee. You know, unfortunately, we didn't get her, but tradition and history here was an incredible time.
We got to bond in a very small boat.
We had that beautiful sunset, you know, tight knee by knee. It was good.
Yeah, it was great. The folks at Painter's Lodge took great care of us. I know, you know, our guide Dwayne showed us around some spots that I said it a number of times. I grew up fishing right around the corner from here, and it was really cool for me to come over and experience something that's so close to an area that I pretty much grew up in, but I haven't spent a lot of time.
Yeah, it was quite the experience with Dwayne. He knows the waters very good. I know one of the things that I, you know, haven't been used to is the currents and the tides.
Yeah.
You know, and playing with that and factoring it into, you know, getting lots of fish.
Yeah. Well, we've come to April Point Lodge, right across the sound from Painter's Lodge, to settle the score. And when the scores were tallied, it was close.
It was a tough race, and you know, sometimes you lose, and you know, I'm a good loser. Also a very proud winner, but I lost on this one, so I'll take it.
You know what? I needed the win. I'm gonna go enjoy a nice afternoon at the spa, and you got a long trip home, buddy.
Yep, I better get on this thing and get out of here.
All right, get going.
All right.
We'll see you on the other end.
All right. Well, thank
All
you.
right. Thanks to everybody at Painter's Lodge and the Oak Bay Marine Group. We had a great time here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on our next sport fishing adventure.